Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday session. This is Cheree. I am hopefully your favorite lender in the DC DMV area. We are Simply Funded. We do lending for people, specifically investors who are looking to build portfolios, but also am licensed in Virginia and Maryland for any kind of FHA loan, conventional loan, anything like that that you need in order to uh, get real estate. So every Monday, though, for this session, I always like to bring on somebody who could really talk to my investors and my investor clients, also my self employed clients as well. And I've got a great person with me today. Jen Olson is here. So, hello, Jen.
Hello, it's a delight to be with you today.
Thank you so much. So, one of the things that you talked to me about with regards to being self employed is how many people want to be self employed, but they cannot because of health insurance. And you have some interesting things happening with regards to health insurance. And now is the time for people to really kind of start thinking about next year's health insurance as well. So, I wanted to bring you on to talk with everybody with regards to that. But before I do that, you are officially a real estate investor. So why don't you give everybody you know, the 10 seconds or 1 minute of how you actually became a real estate investor? Because you got a great story.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for the time
Mhm.
limit. I probably would have gone for who knows how long, since it's a very interesting story. Yeah, so short stories. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and thought I need to diversify my income, and was introduced to concepts I'd never heard of before. So that took me down the road of looking for a property that would pay for itself. So I got myself a duplex here in DC, did a gut renovation on it, and now have people paying for my investment, which has been fun and a great learning experience for sure.
Yes, and I love your story. Actually, your story is one of the most popular that we've had on our channel thus far, because I was telling people who had been in the industry for many years, I felt like people felt like they could relate to you more because you're new to it. And you
Mm.
were talking about this is still my first deal and it was still very fresh. So I really enjoyed that. Are you buying anything else now or?
I would like to, and not at the moment. I have a commitment of in a year because I've got some
Mhm.
other priorities right now. But yes, it's always in the back of my mind. I used to not ever look at houses or, oh, that looks horrible. I wonder how much that would generate. Like I now my eyes are open to looking at buildings a little bit differently now. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. So, Give Hugs is in the building, giving us a thumbs up and also saying happy to be here. So, everybody, as you all are coming in, please like the video, or we have Facebook on here, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So, give us a thumbs up, share the live stream as well, especially for your self employed. Family, friends, and associates, because this is going to be right up their alley. A lot of people want to, Jen, a lot of people want to leave corporate America. They will begin to become a real estate investor, begin to have cash flow. However, some of them run into a sticking point, which is healthcare, health insurance, because it can be very, very expensive if you are, calling companies out of the phone book. But you called me with a solution, and I was like, this is interesting. So we want to share it with the audience tonight with regards to that. So, why don't you take it away? Tell everybody a little bit about what you've been involved in.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is a great time too, as people are thinking about healthcare, like this kind of season, with open enrollment and whatnot. So this is great. And I love what you said. I mean, as people are earning great money, right? Like they're working with you, so they have funding sources,
Mhm.
and they're ready to maybe think about potentially doing investing full time, which would have them not be a W 2 any longer. That is, people think that they're stuck. They think that there aren't any solutions that are affordable. And so we have a nonprofit that we have partnered with, and their mission is to have healthcare be affordable and accessible to business owners and entrepreneurs. So your audience is the perfect audience for to be able to benefit from our mission, in the way that we actually reduce prices. So it's not based on people's income. So oftentimes it's pricey. I have people who are paying $2,000 a month for their family.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
What
very
if what
pricey.
if they could pay so much? I have a family who came over who was paying $2,000 a month, for a family of 5, and they save $1,400 a month with us, with a much lower deductible. I mean,
Mm.
what if you had an extra $1,400 a month to be able to put towards your investments, to be able to put in different resources, to have your money grow such that you can continue investing in real estate? So it really is that solution for people just like us, like really
Yeah.
is.
So let's get all the objections out of the way. The first objection would be, hey, I have been a part of association for years and they have health insurance, but it ends up being really crappy health
Mhm.
insurance. Give us some of the specifics about your, company that you're working with.
Yeah, I love that. I think the first thing that people think, and I think that's the perfect objection to raise first, is if it's so cheap or inexpensive, then what am I getting? What am I foregoing? What am I giving up? The truth is that the pool of people that are a good fit for us are generally healthy. Maybe 5 to 10% of people use a lot of the resources when it comes to health insurance. And we're going to say, hey, stick with traditional insurance. So we offload any of that potential debt or that risk, and we say, hey, the pool of people, we're a good fit for probably 75% of the population. We're not a good fit for everyone, although we accept everyone. We're like, you need to stick with traditional insurance if that's really what's going to serve you. So that's one of the ways that we keep our cost really, um, we have a lean operating expenses and whatnot. So that helps the cost stay really low. And then the potential debt or the potential risk of the group of people is low. But the great thing about it is if you come on, you're relatively healthy, you don't have to have perfect health, and something comes up. Let's say you have cancer every year for the rest of your life. We're never going to say you have to leave. We're going to take care of
Mhm.
you the entire way. So there's that comfort and assurance of knowing, hey, I'm not just getting something for, little aches and pains. No, I'm getting this whole suite of comprehensive care. It's just a different way of thinking about it. I think we're so used to paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's kind of like we're in a not the best of relationships. We don't have the best filter when it comes to that. This is a disruption to that. So it's going to seem different. It maybe seems too good to be true, but because of the pool of people, it really helps us to lower our cost, which is great. And there's no restrictions on which provider. It's really putting the control of your own health into your hands, which is different, right? Typically, it's like you can only see these doctors. And let's
Mhm.
say, God forbid, you're on vacation out of the network and your kid falls and sprain your ankle. Well, you're going to have to pay thousands of dollars more because you're out of network. And we don't have that. We're like, it doesn't matter what provider you want to see all over the country. You can still see them. I mean, when you're looking at houses in a great market that may not be your own, you don't have to worry about tripping on, a floorboard and being out of network, like, you have the opportunity to do that, so
Right,
it's
right.
wonderful. Yeah.
Well, you answered a couple of the other questions that I had with regards to what happens if you get sick. So you
Mhm.
answered that because that's a really big thing as well. People, um, the reason why people stick with the bigger insurances is because if I get sick, then there is some sort of a backup. And you're saying no, with your company, there's still a backup as well. People will still take care of you. Is there an age restriction with regards to getting in? Do you ever age out of it?
Yeah, so we know yeah, no. So, if you from I mean, pregnancies until the end of life, right? We can
Mhm.
serve anyone. Once somebody turns 65 years of age, they'll have to be on Medicare Parts A and B, and they can use ours as a supplemental. So we really can serve people at any age, which is
Okay.
incredible. And as you mentioned, I mean, obviously investors are also going to be entrepreneurs,
Mm.
W2, and business owners. And so this is an amazing way too for business owners to increase their profits, because an average business owner, like, we just say across the board, typically it's a 50 to 70% savings. But imagine being a business owner and saving about $600 to $900 per employee.
Mhm.
That's increasing your profits,
Yeah.
bringing more value to your employees, and then you can maybe invest that money as well. So, yeah, there's just so much we can do with birth to the end of life, and business owners and entrepreneurs. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are some people who actually, have their employees pay their own health insurance, like, it's a group thing,
Hmm.
so it's lower in cost, but everybody's responsible for their own, and, you told me some of your pricing, and I thought, "Wow, that's, like, really, affordable for people."
Hmm.
So I think that that's great as well. Now talk to us a little bit about, the process of signing, up with you. Like, if somebody says, "That's interesting. I I'm with some big company." We won't name any companies right now. With some big company, but I'm looking to get some savings as well as get better quality, healthcare insurance, and, you piqued their interest. Now what?
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. So I'll just say what we start at for pricing just so people kind of
Mhm.
have an idea because it may be like it sounds great, but what does that even mean? So we start as low as for individuals as low as $73 a month, which is incredible. And then for families of 3 or more, of course, we can do 2, but just for families of 3 or more. So if you have 6 kids or you have 3 kids, it's gonna be the same price. So congratulations if you have 6 kids. But it would
Yes,
be
big family.
it would start as low as $378 a month. So just to give you kind of an idea, and then it goes up from there, but not drastically, which is great. Our process is so simple to sign up. It takes about 12 minutes per person. So if you've got a family of 5, just factor that in. But it took me about 15 minutes. The longest part of it was me looking for my driver's license. So make sure you have an ID or you know where your ID is. It's not in some random pocket somewhere. But it doesn't take long. There's no, urine sample or blood sample that needs to happen. It's really based on the honor system. So you just fill out your information, you set up a profile, and you answer about 30 questions that have to do with your health history, and that's it. I mean, if somebody wanted to start up, um, starting November 1st, they would just have to sign up in the month of October, and that's
Mhm.
it. And with businesses, we do about like a week lead time. We have to collect a little bit more information, set it up so they can get it taken out of their paycheck if that's how they choose to do it. So a little bit more, but the process is very simple. I think for families, the hardest part is knowing how much your kids weigh and then their height. Like they're like, wait, we haven't checked that in a while. I mean, it's basic information, so it's really great. And then you're effective. There's no contracts. So,
Oh, really? So
people
it's like month to month?
it's month to month, which is incredible.
Wow,
And people can sign up at any time of the year. We don't have open enrollment. So if people are going to transition and, they want to maybe have it and see how it is any time of the year, which is really great. You're not stuck in what you have.
great. We have a question here from
I see
Abundance.
it.
Hello, Abundance, asking, "Does the insurance cover dental, medical, and vision?"
I love the name Abundance. That's amazing. I'm standing in that. So this healthcare provides comprehensive medical care. It does not provide traditional dental or vision, but let's just say someone got into an accident and needed to have, they did something with their mouth or their eyes and they needed some sort of surgery on that, then that would be taken care of. But your typical eye exam or your cleanings or whatnot is not included in this. But good
But
question.
your annual physical included? Okay. All of the
Hmm.
womanly stuff, the
Hmm.
mammogram, okay,
Yeah.
alright. And you
Yeah.
mentioned this is a nonprofit. How is a nonprofit, like, involved in something like this?
It's a great question. Yeah. So I mean this concept has been around for about 40 years now.
Mhm.
And so it started out religious based and it has transformed since then. And so different people, different industries have done it. And so this has been established for quite some time. We took that concept and we said, hey, we want to make this open to people. It doesn't matter their industry, it doesn't matter their religious affiliation. We just want to make this uh, accessible to people who
Right.
may not have access to this otherwise. And so there are laws in place that allow us to be, functioning. And I, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but UPS does this like a self-funded healthcare.
Interesting.
So
No,
this
I didn't know that.
concept has been around. This concept is similar to a Blue Cross Blue Shield in terms of it being self-funded. They're
Mhm.
for profit. We just happen to be not for profit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, not-for-profit doesn't mean no money, so, because she mentioned self-funded, we don't want people to think that it means no money. Um,
Right.
yeah, there
Yeah.
are there are nonprofits out there that are very well, positioned with regards to their cash. I'm not saying that this one is, you have to talk to Jen and her associates with
Mhm.
regards to that, but I just know overall, I've seen some nonprofit budgets that have been really good, so.
Yes, it is we're so transparent. We actually do monthly, we talk about how many more members we've included. We talk about how much we've like helped share in the cost.
Mhm,
It's so transparent. It's incredible. Somebody
mm,
had asked the question just recently, like, what happens if there's a pandemic? Well, we were around functioning during a global pandemic. We actually grew during that time. And it wasn't even like a blip in our finances. We continue to grow. So we are,
mhm,
yeah, we're on good footing for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to think of, like, the some of the worst things that could happen. You had mentioned traveling. So if somebody is out of the country, does it still work for people? Do you help people get back to the United States? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, no, those are great questions. So the neat thing about this is if you are traveling outside of the country and something urgent or an emergency happens, that will go towards your deductible if you haven't met it yet, or if you have, it'll go towards whatever needs to be paid. And it's great. So obviously you have to pay whatever the provider is in that country. We can't
Mhm,
pay overseas, but we will give you the money if you've met your deductible to be able to pay that as well, which is really nice. So all of
okay,
that goes towards it. Yes. So they work with us. They're our advocate. Like they truly are our advocate and they are committed, like I mentioned before, for us to have the control and the autonomy to get healthcare in the way that we need it. So yeah.
great,
Yeah.
great. Was there anything that you think people should know that we have not asked you tonight?
That's a great question. Um, this is just a small, yeah, you had mentioned does the wellness, like the annual checkup or whatnot
Mhm,
included, that is included and $150 towards labs. And we're continually asking our members, what's important to you? What do you want? So currently chiropractic, physical therapy, all of that goes towards deductibles. And we're looking at homeopathic, naturopathic, like including those things because it's important to so many
yeah.
people. So yeah,
A
we're
lot of
always
a lot of
expanding.
business owners care about that. They're focused on their physical health, because
Mhm.
you have to be, otherwise it slows you down,
Mhm.
when you're not healthy. So, I definitely can see that. Well, I think
Yeah.
that's great. Well, how do people get in touch with you? A phone number, email address?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I should share that afterwards, my
Oh,
phone
no,
number, my
no, just
email.
tell everybody here because people may watch the replay
Oh,
as well.
sure. Okay. Yeah, so you could reach me on my phone number by phone. It's 909-973-3894, and my email address is jolson, Olson, the number 7 at gmail.com.
Okay, so just to repeat it, 909-973. What were the last 4 digits?
3894.
3894,
Mhm.
and it's J Olson 7, Olson 7
Mhm.
at gmail.com. So I'm
Perfect.
going to put it here on the screen for everybody so that you all can see it really quickly. Put it on the screen for you. You can just snap a picture of it really quickly. And of course, this will be on replay as well. We are going to leave this up for everybody to take a look at. So, with that, Jen. Okay, so final things with regards to the fact that it is October. People are considering open enrollment. I'm sure that you would love to just have a conversation with people and give people another option with regards to,
Yes.
yeah, with regards
Yeah.
to what's happening.
I think it's great to know that you have options, whether you're gonna
Yeah.
act on it now, act on it in 6 months or a year. Just to know the fact that you have options is
Mhm.
incredible. And even for our people who are W-2 at the moment, what if you didn't have to have as much money being taken out of your paycheck? Like, I mean, this really is just a time to take an assessment, right? We typically just like, okay, I've got to pick a plan, let me pick it. And we don't consider, hey, there might be an alternative to this.
Yeah.
So I would say for everyone, I mean, it would be great to have a conversation and just see, hey, maybe right now, just stick with what you have, or keep this on the back of your mind because you may be making moves. I know it's going to be an abundant year with abundance showing up on your call.
Yeah.
So everyone's got to be ready for some changes. So yeah, I think it's great to look at
Absolutely.
it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you, Jen. Everybody, again, snap a picture if you want to get Jen's information. Reach out to her. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer all of your additional questions. And no matter what, being a an entrepreneur, a full-time self-employed person, there are a lot of benefits. There are just some hurdles as well. And it's really great when an organization comes and helps with regards to mitigating some of those hurdles. And health insurance is definitely one of them. So, Jen, thank you again for being here. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. And we will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.